Okay, welcome back to What's On, everyone. I am Kobi, and I am happily once again joined by my good co-host here.
Hello, I'm Harry. I'm here as well.
And this has been a long time coming, and yet also it's been too long, because, God, it's been almost, 3 years, maybe, since we last did a movie commentary together?
Oh yeah, was it the one before this one?
Yeah, it was the previous Fantastic Beasts movie.
Was it 3 years?
Probably, maybe even more.
Jesus.
Because that was like end of season 2 or something.
Yeah, bloody hell.
But we finally got our hands on the third film, and yeah, I feel like it'd be a fun time to watch it, because I've only seen the movie, I saw the movie in cinemas twice.
Right.
And this is my official third viewing.
Sure.
So
yeah, I've seen it once in the cinema, and then I think I might have seen it once as well, but I can't quite remember. But I've definitely seen clips of it as well. But yeah, I think probably second or third viewing, I'm not entirely sure, but like probably second all the way through.
Well, I can say this, I haven't forgotten a lot, but I have, like, I'm always going in this with fresh eyes again.
Sure.
And I'm really looking forward to that, because unlike the previous two entries where I sort of did a bit of preparation,
Yeah.
This is like almost like going in fresh again, which is really exciting. So in that regard, I should warn everyone, just in case we might not be, again, because it's been a while since we did one of these, we might not be as engaged, but we're going to try and keep ourselves busy.
Yeah, we might just enjoy the movie, because like what I remember is I enjoyed it the first time in the cinema. It's not the best like movie ever, but I still had a good time.
Yeah, I think the benefit that this film has over the previous two entries is that there was a lot that we enjoyed.
Yeah.
Equally a lot that we still didn't like, but there was enough for us to enjoy the film compared to Crimes of Grindelwald, where it was like constant, like, oh my god, why are they doing this?
Is just awful. Like the whole thing, I was just like, what's happening? Why is this happening? This is stupid. I mean, there's a lot of that in this one, but it's rather than it being stupid and annoying, it's like this is stupid, but it's fun. So at least there's that.
So, without further ado, you should all know the rules by now. We're going to count down to 3, and then I will say go, and while I'm saying go, I'll press the play button, and you can all do the same as well.
So it's 1, 2, 3, go.
Go. Yes. Okay, everyone. When you're ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Warner Brothers logo is a bit different in this one, isn't it? I don't know if it is compared to the last one, but it's more like a shield. Because it's usually just the letters, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they had their anniversary,
the
previous year or something.
Who's all the ones? Do you know the ones? They're all famous ones.
I'm only recognising Harry and Voldemort's.
So there's Harry, Ron, Hermione, Voldemort, and then Newt, Tina, Queenie, and Grindelwald. Yeah.
Goddamn expert over here.
I loved this scene when I first saw it, because I'm a massive London Underground nerd. And I'm like, oh my god, they're in the Underground in the 30s. I'm so happy. And also, Jude Law's Dumbledore is my favourite character. And maybe in the Harry Potter franchise, maybe in the whole like Wizarding World franchise, Jude Law's Dumbledore is one of my favourites. So I was like, oh my god, my favourite character is on the London Underground. I'm so happy.
I mean, even that spot there, that's like familiar.
Yeah, that's Piccadilly Circus. And this restaurant I've actually been to. I've been to a couple of times. It's called Zidel's, and it's underground in Piccadilly Circus. And the first time I went was before this movie. The second time I went was after this movie. And when I booked a table, I specifically said in the booking, can I have the same table that Dumbledore sat at in the Secrets of Dumbledore? And I'm like, they probably don't know what that means. But I was like, at least I'll try to. And I think I was, like, because there's like these walls that are cornered off all of the like seats. And I was sat next to one of them. So I think I sat in this same place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
I know. It's a very fancy restaurant. It's too posh. I was there with my girlfriend, and it was too posh for us, because like you just felt out of your depth, because everything was in French as well. So I'm like, I don't know what it means.
I mean, they've got bloody Grindelwald and Dumbledore here, so of course it will be expensive.
Yeah. Well, look at it. Look at the place. It's a lovely place.
I can see why they chose it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Grindelwald here,
yes.
What do you think? Would you say your opinion's changed on Mads Mikkelsen, or do you think he's still good?
Oh, I love Mads Mikkelsen. I didn't. Did you think it was a bad performance?
Oh no, I loved him.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I think I kind of wish they'd chosen him from the beginning, because I prefer him to Johnny Depp, because I feel like he's a bit more menacing. Like, he's a very menacing person anyway. Johnny Depp sort of like fun uncle, gives me kind of fun uncle vibes, like plays a guitar and does all that stuff. But Mads Mikkelsen just is kind of terrifying anyway. But I guess it might have been typecast because he's always villainous.
Yeah, I mean, even in this, as he appears now, you could mistake him for Hannibal.
He could, or Le Chiffre.
Or Le Chiffre,
He literally is the same as Le Chiffre.
Yeah, I think that's the one complaint I could agree on, is that if you see him as he is now, you can't differentiate him from any of his other iconic roles.
Yeah.
With
Jude Law.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Sorry.
His was at least strikingly different, although I would argue that was still a bad look.
Yeah, it was still, and it was a bit like his acting performances was a bit weird as well.
Yeah, it felt very Tim Burton-esque, not to that level.
Tim Burton parody.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Has the lady given him the tea yet?
I don't think. No, she hasn't.
Okay, because that's a little bit of nuanced acting. This bit here, where it's a Muggle serving him tea, and he look at that look. He is pissed off because that's someone who's beneath him. You that's the sort of acting you'd see if the character was the character is racist. So that is this person is beneath me, and I hate them. And that face was I was like, that's good acting. It's quite nuanced. What's happening? I thought this in the film. I love this scene. This is a really cool scene of them two talking about the past and what's they're trying to. I guess either one is trying to get the other to stop doing what they're doing. Cool scene. But what's happening here?
I'm confident that this has got to be a flashback. But equally, again, you could interpret this as maybe Dumbledore grappling with his own inner thoughts, because again, as we're about to see, it shifts to almost like a nightmare scenario, and then it immediately cuts to him at his office in Hogwarts. Yeah,
I kind of wish...
And his eyes are closed, yes.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was just the same effect that they used for the pensive in Order of the Phoenix and the Deathly Hallows, where it was just sort of black ink sort of floating up. I kind of wish it was that, because then it would be more obvious what it is. Because initially I was because later on you see Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Sorry, do you want to talk about this bit?
In a bit.
Okay. Dumbledore and Grindelwald fighting. There's a big bubble of white around them, and I thought it was the same thing because it's very similar effect. And I was like, oh, is that the mirror dimension or whatever it is? And then he set fire to the place, but there's no one in it. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on.
And to add to that last bit before we move on, I found it interesting how they did actually cut an extended piece of that scene from the dinner scene.
Really?
So apparently allegedly there was meant to be a scene where he was meant to, after he got off from the table, he was going to walk up to Dumbledore, whisper something in his ear, and then kiss him on the neck.
Oh, but obviously they did it because of China and all the countries that are homophobic.
Probably. I mean,
did they film it?
I don't know. Maybe they might have cut it because they just didn't have the time or whatever. Yeah. But it probably was because of the former, sadly. Yeah. With this bit, this is what I wanted from Fantastic Beasts.
I was going to say the same thing. I was literally going to say the same thing. This is what you'd think when they talk about a Fantastic Beast. Oh, it looks like shells. That's cool. A Fantastic Beast movie. You think going to different countries, helping out Fantastic Beasts, which is what this is.
Yeah, I also love Newt's outfit here.
I thought you were going to say something like that. Yeah, I agree. It's a really cool outfit.
Yeah, again, in the hypothetical fourth movie, again, if we're following on from my story pitch, this is what I would want him to wear again. Mm-hmm. It's just such a cool outfit that's still sort of in spirit to his original outfit, but you can imagine this being a very jungle-esque
thing is, though, I think you could go more towards it being what a weird egg. I think you could go more towards safari, because he's got a bow tie on. The bow tie is undone, but it's still on. And I think that's a strange choice for when you're in the wild doing this. You wouldn't wear a bow tie. I think that if it was this sort of costume, but maybe without the waistcoat, or maybe with the waistcoat, but not the shirt and tie, because I think that's just too formal.
Yeah, true.
If it was the same costume, but maybe he wore a jumper or something, something else that's more adventure-y, maybe. Or just not the bow tie, you know what I mean?
Maybe something more akin to Indiana Jones minus the hat.
Yeah, exactly. I really like this character, or this character's look anyway. I wish, not her. I don't know who that is. She looks really cool, but I wish they gave her more personality.
Yeah. Oh, I'll say this though, she definitely stands out as, at least for what she does have as a character. She stands out as like a notable henchman.
Yeah, I think that's the point.
She's got a distinct look.
Yeah, this bit I think is really cool when that shot and like the case running down, and then later on the spells go through the trees. I think this is a really cool action scene. I think like that. Look at that! Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I gotta say again, in a hypothetical better Fantastic Beasts movie, have this been Newt, the opening scene of Newt finding a magical creature, and he's being chased by poachers.
And that's cool as well. But also, his case, he used a different a Fantastic Beast for his case to move. That's cool as well. Like I was really excited when. Oh, it's Skyfall. You need a Delta start singing. I was really excited like when I first saw this because the first two scenes in this movie are really like solid scenes, like really strong opening scenes. But also, I think just a nitpick. How does he get his wand back?
That is true. Yeah.
Like his wand fell into the sea, onto the river, and it's just floating away. It can't have. I like the case is trying to swim. Better
question here.
Yes.
He was like underwater. And yet, it looks like there's a clear surface level there. So how did he not drown?
or hit a rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's really shallow. Like,
honestly, when I first saw this, for a second, I had the split second thought of, oh shit, are they killing off Newt?
Yeah, Newt's dead in the beginning. Yeah, no more Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, they kill him off, and they officially make Dumbledore the main character.
Yeah, they might do that in the next. No, they won't. Newt doesn't die. Newt can't die because the character's in the Harry Potter movies.
That officially reminded me, like, oh yeah, they're not going to do that. They've got a canon to abide by. At least, like, the ones they can abide by.
Yeah. Right, so this is the first innocent animal to die in this movie. Oh dear.
Yeah, gotta say, again, still quite a dark movie in equal parts to the previous two movies, although
there was two dead babies in the last one.
Yeah, okay, so yeah.
And in this one, there's two dead baby deers.
Yeah.
Oh no, just one. That one's still alive.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
That one doesn't die.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I do feel like, again, when you're the third installment in the series, that, again, part of the Harry Potter tradition of it's like become darker as it goes on.
Yeah.
I feel like this would have been more fitting, and I think this is fitting.
It's just if they didn't do it in the last one. Like
if they didn't go overboard.
If there wasn't too many dead babies in the last one, yeah.
Again, you got say what you will about this series. Eddie Redmayne, he really puts his all into his performance.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day because I was like, Eddie Redmayne is really good, but I wish they didn't make him like socially inept. Just because it doesn't make a lot of the criticism of the Fantastic Beasts series is that the main protagonist isn't commanding enough, and it's like it's nice that he's an atypical like protagonist where he's like not the most confident, basically not a Gryffindor is what I'm trying to say. But like if they made him like a bit more confident, he might have, and I think Eddie Redmayne can do that. It might have made more people more willing to, like the series basically. I do like Newt, and I love him as a character. Like, don't get me wrong, I think he's fine. It's just that's a criticism I've seen lots of people make, and it's like that could easily have been changed.
Yeah, I love the music here.
I was going to say something about the music actually. In this bit coming up, the music really reminds me of the fourth movie soundtrack, and I thought that I was like, oh my god, are they like making like they're using nostalgia to bring back like bits from other Harry Potter movies? I think, unless it's already happened, but I think it's about to happen. The music.
I think this entire sequence here was just beautiful, and again, in a better Fantastic Beasts movie, this would have been like the opening scene.
Well, this is the opening scene
to the hypothetical first movie.
Oh, the first Fantastic Beasts, yeah. Oh yeah, there's the letters in the sky again.
Yeah, and I love the little detail of the creature flying in the distance.
Yeah. There's always letters in the sky in the Harry Potter universe. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, but yeah, I love how they changed it up for this one, because the previous two movies, it was like in a very dark, cloudy sky.
No, yeah.
This one is like almost embracing nature. Is that a real? That's not a real place, of course.
It might be.
I wonder where
it could be.
where that was filmed.
It was either filmed somewhere in like Germany or like the Netherlands, or it's not real at all. It's CGI.
Yeah.
Something that I actually saw the other day, it was a deleted scene from this, but the Hogwarts castle was completely CGI, and it was like bad CGI because it wasn't finished. And it just made me annoyed because it's like, for all the Harry Potter movies, they filmed an actual prop, and that's why it looked incredible. And it's like, why aren't they just doing that for this as well? It works perfectly.
Because this is the age of like easy filmmaking.
That's one of my big problems about the Fantastic Beasts series as a whole, especially the first one, is that, and like right now, is the Fantastic Beasts don't look real. Like, look at his hands, like especially his right hand. It's obviously not holding anything.
It's just floating.
Yeah, and it's like Harry Potter, especially the Chamber of Secrets, like with Fawkes and the Basilisk, they were real things, and they look real, and they didn't look like they was like CGI. Didn't look like they were animatronics. They look real. Like, I've heard lots of people say they thought that the Phoenix was a real bird, but like, not obviously the Phoenix wasn't, but like the bird they used to film was a real bird, like how Hedwig is a real bird. And also, in the same deleted scene I saw, there was a CGI owl. It's like, owls exist.
Oh, never dark scene coming up.
Yeah.
But I was saying, I wasn't expecting this, honestly, when I first saw this.
No, bloody hell, no, I was in the cinema like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Queenie looks weird in this movie. In the trailer for it, I didn't think it was her. I thought it was a different person.
Yeah, there's even, I think in one of the first teasers, there was actually a...
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's dark.
Yeah. Sorry, little kids in the audience.
Yeah. Watching your lovely Harry Potter fantastic, like magical creatures movies. Oh no, this one's slit its throat. Jesus Christ.
I'm curious, actually. Do you think, because we know Johnny Depp, he filmed one scene as Grindelwald before they fired him for this film. What scene do you think they filmed? Because I think it actually was this scene.
Sure.
I think they filmed him.
Why is that?
Reuniting with like Credence and his team before the magical creature before. That was it.
I remember you saying you thought that he was actually Johnny Depp was actually going to be in it, and it was going to be like the sequence of Grindelwald changing his appearance. Do you remember you saying that?
I do.
Yeah.
I thought he's just like, they got to explain it. I mean, he's such a big character. They can't. They've got to.
Well, they've done it. They've done it with Dumbledore 3 times.
True.
2 times. Well, yeah, 3 times. I guess they've cast him 3 times. I love Newt's outfit in this one. It's like just dark version of his outfit, and I just like that they've kept the same one throughout the movies. He's a really good Aberforth.
I like his accent.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's a good, very good casting for Jude Law's brother, but also for the younger version of, I can't remember the actor's name, but the Aberforth in the Harry Potter movies. He's a good younger version of him.
I gotta say, it's surprising because even though we knew Dumbledore would be a big part of the stories going forward, I had no idea in my head, we'll see Aberforth again.
Yeah, exactly. I had the same thing. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, of course. Like, if it's in Hogwarts and he's like next door to Hogwarts, of course he's going to be in it.
And I also love how they've got Theseus back in a more prominent role.
Yes, me too. That's one of the things I wanted from the last movie. Theseus to be a bigger role, and I think you too as well, right? Yeah.
I gotta say, again, it's been a while, but the blood pack in the previous movie, did that have a chain? Because I've noticed throughout this movie, at least the scenes so far, the chain's clearly CG.
Yeah, because it's wrapping around his arm.
But I was wondering, is that did that chain exist in the previous movie, or was it just because I'm just picturing the scene from the ending of the second film when Hugh has it in his hand.
It's just floating, isn't it?
Yeah,
it goes like that. Yeah, maybe that's a retcon.
Yeah, probably because getting the names mixed up. Grindelwald, he in the opening scene, he was like, "Oh, I still remember how I felt around my neck," and it's like that chain didn't exist in the previous movie.
I think so. It might have. I just can't quite remember it because I remember if you can buy the actual prop replica from Noble Collection, and that does have a chain on it. And I remember, and that was for the marketing for the last movie. That was like the merch for the last movie. It's branded with Crimes of Grindelwald on it, and it does have a chain. So maybe Maybe it did.
Maybe, or maybe that was just like marketing. Like, oh, you can wear it around your neck.
Yeah. Well, it was a pendant. It was supposed to be a pendant, so maybe it did it, and it was. Well, it's not on it now. See, look, it's off of it. So maybe it was like this. It can be on it when it's in the possession of someone. It has the. I think that makes sense. I think if it's in someone's possession, then it does have the chain on it. Because you never saw Grindelwald holding it. You only saw. I
think it was on his lapel or something.
Yeah, but you never saw him holding it. Yeah, he was on his coat or his jumper, his waistcoat, as like a sort of pocket watch, and then Teddy nicked it.
Yeah.
So I never sort of thought, I never considered that before actually, but it's something that I can come up like with an explanation in my own mind.
I love, and I'm annoyed and impressed how they brought back the actress who played Dumbledore's sister.
Yeah. Well, they
did nothing with her.
Yeah, well, I guess they didn't do a flashback. They should have done a flashback, but she's just a portrait.
Yeah, but again, you'd think there would be like a scene where like he talks to her and she like maybe does some different movements or maybe tries to look up apologetic or angry at him, but they didn't even do that.
Well, she's never spoken the first in Deathly Hallows, did she?
No.
So maybe it's just the same sort of thing. Maybe this particular portrait can't talk.
I do wonder, because again, I think we mentioned this in one of the previous episodes, but I do really wonder if they did film an alternative opening where we saw like the duel and how she died.
Yeah.
Because again, why bring back the actress for such a minor thing?
Yeah, and also, I don't know if he's done it in this scene or if it's going to be a later scene when he says outright that she is a Obscurus. They just sort of drop it and then move on. Like, that was a massive like theory that people had like throughout from the first movie and the second one especially, that Ariana was a Obscurus, but they just sort of drop it and then leave it, and it's like, what? That was such a big thing. They just mentioned it and carried on. It's like, whoa. So yeah, it should have been a bigger bit.
Regarding Credence here, what do you think about how
he looks like Snape?
Yeah.
I
remember that making the rounds for a while, and I didn't believe anything about theories about how Snape could be connected to his blood.
Yeah, he looks a bit like Geralt of Rivia, like the Witcher.
Do you think that was an intentional choice, or do you think they just?
No, I don't think.
Long hair?
I don't. Yeah, I think they just wanted to make him have long hair. It's supposed to. It's like, oh, bloody hell, that's a creepy smile. I think it's supposed to be like visual storytelling, like how he's sort of brooding and darker, and time has passed, so he's got longer hair. I think that's what I don't think it's been like, oh my god, make him look like Snape. That seems like really stupid decision.
Yeah.
Important.
She has such a intense stare.
Yeah. It's like a baby. Like when you're looking, when a baby's staring at you, it's just like, no, she's not blinking. Okay, there you go.
Although I do love her necklace. That's quite nice. That looks like something I'd probably get a significant other.
Yeah. I didn't realise how hairy his chest was. Do you reckon that's real hair?
Probably. Honestly, I don't care about the actor himself now.
Oh no, he's horrible, isn't he?
He's burnt too many bridges.
Yeah.
I'm again in a hypothetical fourth movie. He's being recast regardless.
Oh well, I think they can just straight up say he died, because at the end of this one, he's at the brink of death and he's like being hobbled. He's hobbling away. They can easily just start the next one being like, yeah, he's dead. Oh, what a shame. And then they move on. I genuinely think that might be an option. Like how you can tell how the time wise that we're recording this. We saw Black Panther the other day. So how they started Black Panther. Spoiler alert for Black Panther. They started that with the funeral basically for T'Challa, because he's like, oh, he actually did die in real life, but he's like, oh, he died. And I think they could do the same thing for the next one, if there is one.
They could. Equally so, again, I'll go back to my argument from when we talk about Fantastic Beasts 4, so people can watch that video for bigger context, but I still feel like they need to give the story justice and give that character a better send-off. Sure,
but like if it's...
as opposed to killing him off screen.
To be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of the character in the first place, so like, and I don't care about the actor, so I don't think they need... Me personally, I don't think they need to give him a particular send-off, because it's like a pretty shitty character anyway. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care about the character.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
But Jacob, however, I care greatly about. this is one of the fucking best characters in the Harry Potter universe, and he's a Muggle.
This scene was quite surprising for me because kind of funny because when I saw the trailer, I generally thought that they recast the actress.
No, from the trailer, this is what she actually looks like. This is what I thought she actually looks like. But when she's like evil, then she looks really different. I thought this was like easily trailer bait because it was like, oh, she got back and she's back with him, and I was like, I thought it might have been a flashback.
Yeah, I just felt like from the angle of where she hugs him, it almost looked like they had a completely different actress playing the character.
From here?
From, I think, in the scene that's about to happen. I don't even know if it's even in the movie, but...
He's hugging the thing.
This bit, yeah.
No, she looks... I think it's when she's like all evil looking.
Probably.
It's so sad.
Poor Jacob.
All of this, all the words in the background. I'm just looking at because they were maybe. I love that, and that's a great transition. But all the words and the writing is it's all Mina Lima, the graphic designers.
Oh really?
Yeah, they did everything from Harry Potter, but they also do they do all the magical things, but everything in the background, like all of that written stuff, is all them as well.
So, gotta say, this character. It's still kind of funny to think that she was introduced in the last movie.
Yeah, I didn't even realise. I think you said that in one of the videos we recorded about Fantastic Beasts, and you said this character. I'm like, who's that? And you're like, she was in this movie. I'm like, when?
She's in that one scene in a book where you mistook her for the other character.
Yeah, I thought it was the president, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. But that I watched it, I was like, oh yeah, it is her.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Ever the good man. That's a cool shot.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, intentional or not, as this sort of being a final installment, as of now, this almost the fact that there's so many callbacks to the first movie and the second movie. I mean, the series in general at this point, it really does. It is crazily fitting.
Yeah, I agree. Very cool. She's such a great character, and it was a really surprisingly pleasant addition. Like when I watched, I was like, oh my god, new character, and I love her.
Yeah, I still do feel. Part of me does feel like, why couldn't they have just kept Lita around? Considering that she was established, she was set up so much in the second film.
I really didn't like Lita. I think I might have said this in the video before, but I hated how the actress was, because she just seemed really whiny. And when there's I think I said it on the exact thing on the video, but there's a thing that's stuck in my mind is when she says, "Grindelwald, stop!" and it's just like, oh, why you sound like she's from Spy Kids. I'm glad they killed her off.
We just missed it, sorry, but she mentioned that it's been something along the lines of a few years ago or something.
Oh, for Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah, she's. I'm annoyed at myself now because I wish I'd picked up on that bit there. But essentially, she. I'm convinced that that's a continuity error because she says a few years or maybe at least a few months.
Yeah.
She says something that makes it sound like it's only been a year or something since the events of Crimes of Grindelwald, or no, since the events of the first film when he discovered the magical world.
Oh right, yeah.
But that was meant to take place in 1926. And they said, and this is almost meant to take place in 32.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so it's quite a lot of years.
Yeah, 4 to 5 years at least. And yet she says, "Oh, a few years ago" or something.
Yeah.
And that usually refers to 2 or 3 years at least. I love that bit.
He's a really good actor. Yeah, it's good because like in the first movie he was like comic relief, and in this one he's the actual like fully fledged serious. I mean, he was in the first one, but like he's really good at doing like serious acting. He's also good at being like funny, obviously, because he's like the funny character. But like, it's just like completely irrelevant franchise. But like Donna in Doctor Who, she's like a comedian and she's really funny, but she can also be really serious as well.
And that speech as well, that the way they perfectly set that speech up and delivered it. And considering, again, we've had 3 movies with this character, and he started off as comic relief, but then we got to know him more at his highs and lows. It really does feel like, again, he's earned that speech to him.
Yeah, that bit there, just quickly, he was really reluctant to go, and then like when he was like, okay, I am going, there was a little smile, and it's like he was really excited, and I'm like, oh yeah, what a good bit of acting. Also, trains, I love trains.
I do admit, when I first saw this, I thought for sure that was meant to be the Hogwarts, the proto Hogwarts Express.
Sure,
but it's not.
Nice, in a different country, isn't it?
Yeah. Although again, it does make me wonder what other kind of train lines are there in the Wizarding world?
Oh yeah, where is this supposed to be going to? Unless it is just a Muggle train, and they're just on a Muggle train.
Probably, yeah. Again,
actually, I don't think it is a Muggle train, because I think there's a ticket. There's a graphic design ticket for this train, and it's like platform 10.5, so it's like 9 3/4, but it's a bit different.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh. No, little niffler there.
Yeah, it's really cute. This guy, why is this guy in it?
Again, Bunty and Frenchie here.
Yusuf, I think his name is
Yusuf Karma.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sure they, in a better movie or spin-off show, they might have fit better. But as is, it does feel like kind of really unnecessary. I feel like it's unnecessary to bring back so many characters from the second film outside of just the main ones. But like, again, they do something at least in the story.
Well, Yusuf Karma doesn't.
Well, he does something.
It's something by going to the enemy and then coming back without doing it. Like nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
Like we'll see it later on, but like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I hate when characters know the amount of time, like exactly to the day of doing something. It's just such a cliche.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure Bunty has her fans, but I just don't like her.
No.
Especially considering how her story is like entirely like dependent on her having a bit of an affection for Newt.
Yeah, that's literally it.
No, take away the a bit. Like she still lusts after him.
Yeah. And also I think not the actress as such, but the character gets a bit more hatred in this, especially because towards the end, like there's a secret reveal, and it's like, oh my god, who's this going to be? And you're like, oh my god, it's going to be Tina. It's going to be Tina, and then it's her, and it's like, oh, and it's like you probably like despise her a little bit more just because it's not Tina.
I do feel like Tina's absence definitely hurt this movie in some regards, because considering how important she is to the canon.
Pumpkin juice. Did you see on the sorry, quickly, on the bar there's pumpkin juice, so it must be magic.
Oh.
Sorry, continue. See, look, on the bar in the middle there's a pumpkin.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, was that established in the previous films? That Grindelwald can see the future? Or so, see...
Yeah, he's got that skull bong. and he takes a whiff of that, and he can see World War II. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. There's the pumpkin juice.
What I love this wand. It's a cool design for a wand. A stick.
and thus the pan was no more.
Yeah. That could be a bit of storytelling, but it's not a good thing. It's like, oh, he drops the pan and he's not the pan anymore because he has a wand. It's like, but the point is he's supposed to be good because like he's a muggle, but also he's a good character, not because he has magic now. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think that's supposed to be a bit of storytelling. But like you were saying, dropping the pan, it's like, oh, because he's not the pan anymore. But that's bad. Like that's not a good bit of storytelling. But I don't think it is supposed to be.
I need that tie. That's a cool tie.
It is a cool tie.
If only it was a Ravenclaw, though.
I think it's Dumbledore's crest. On the thing on the tie, I think is the Dumbledore family crest.
What is it?
Yeah.
So I thought it was meant to be like her school's what's the name?
No, because he said it's Dumbledore's.
Okay.
He just said like this is Dumbledore's. When he was talking to Teddy.
Okay.
I think he said anyway, but because Dumbledore gave it to him, and then he gives it back to Dumbledore.
Yeah. Again, going back to the Tina Bunty thing, do we know for sure why she wasn't in this movie?
So she says it's because she was pregnant, but I think it's because she had a falling out, obviously, with J.K. Rowling when the whole controversy came out, and she actively said she wasn't, didn't want to. I don't know if she said she didn't want to do something with J.K. Rowling, but she said she wasn't a fan of J.K. Rowling's views. So that might have been. I think that might have been a reason, but I think the official thing is because she was pregnant.
So you think it's possible it was because she was pregnant? Equally so, she was like, I don't like this person anymore. So it was quite easy for them to write her out. Well,
yeah. Well, for her to say she didn't want to be in it is because of J.K. Rowling, not so much. I think about the character. Because she's still in it. Like she's still in it as a cameo, and I think, so that might be because she was pregnant. Like because she said she was pregnant, so she couldn't do any filming, so she could do some scenes. But she did actively say that she didn't agree with J.K. Rowling, so it could be either or.
I do think it's a shame because
me too. She's a good character.
Yeah, and even if they had promoted her to that new job that makes her absent,
yeah,
I still think they could have used her. And again, just give her Bunty's role. That is like kind of what we were expecting.
Yeah.
And again, I know we missed it again there, but nice callback to the first movie with the bubble juice.
Oh sure, yeah, yeah. The crow laugh that you did. Yeah.
I tried doing it there, failed miserably, but god damn it.
Yeah, on the tie, I think it's a phoenix.
Okay.
For the Dumbledores. God,
I've got to say again, everyone's outfits are so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For the 20s and 30s, amazing. I wish everyone wore this sort of stuff now. No, I kind of want to wear this stuff like just all the time anyway, without like having to worry.
Well, nice little Harry Potter music here.
Yeah. I wish they used more Harry Potter like soundtrack motifs than just the theme, because like I mean I don't know what they could do it for. I don't know. They did in this. Oh, they did. Yeah, sorry. In the scene with all the cases, when the Quidditch balls come out, they use the Quidditch theme. Yeah, there's more things like that because like I know it is just like member berries and nostalgia, but you know I said this before, but I'm a bit of a sucker for nostalgia, especially for Harry Potter.
I love how when they went through the gate, it went into the form of like an eagle.
Oh, sure.
Well, I think that's meant to be like the crest for
the German ministry. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't notice that before.
Again, I'm assuming these were made by the same team. What was it called again?
Mina Lima.
Mina Lima.
Yeah, I'd assume. Yeah, anything that has writing on it would be them, and the crest of the Dumbledore sigil, that would have been them as well.
It's all really good.
Yeah. And that you can get that as a print. The Grindelwald's mugshot.
That stare down, I find that really good.
Yeah.
Because again, it does convey a lot to him.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
a character. Like, this is the guy who's taken your wife, or like your love interest. I mean, it does make you wonder in a hypothetical alternative movie, if they were to be a bit more darker and tragic, what we'll eventually get to near the end, would that have turned out much more depressing? So Theseus has connections.
Well, yeah, he's the head of the Aura office in London, and I guess these are auras, so that they're less than, like he's higher up than them.
I forgot that for a second.
Yeah. Well, you do, because they say that one time, and then they never sort of bring it up again. Here's the French lady, and other.
The secondary.
Do you know what I mean? Other lady.
Yeah, I think her only notable standout thing in this series is like killing the kid in the last movie.
Yeah. But who's this other henchwoman? A random person that is just in it.
That's her.
No. There was another one.
Yeah, there's the main one that we all.
Oh, the other one. This one that killed. I didn't even know she was in the movie before.
She was, yeah.
Wow, that portrait in the back, or the painting, I think is really cool. Like a really cool magical painting that also looks like a real painting. Very cool looking.
Again, just to remind everyone, we are sorry. We're still quite rusty, so apologise if we end up talking about something just as it ended.
Yeah.
But hey.
But also, like, there's a lot to talk about, and then like you can't really like stay in the moment if you're talking about one particular scene, because then it keeps going. Like we can't pause it.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He's somewhat familiar. Has he been in anything that we know?
Not that I'm aware of.
He's got one of those faces, like he's probably like in Peaky Blinders or something.
Sure.
Or like maybe one of those
yeah, he lends
movies.
He lends himself to like period movies.
Yeah.
Harry Potter reference.
It's really interesting. It makes you wonder what would have things been like if Dumbledore had taken action, and if he somehow found a way to go around the blood pack, or didn't have it at all. It does make you kind of wonder how it would.
These movies would be a thing. He'd just win.
That's it. Like that dragon in the background there. That is awesome.
It's very cool.
I wonder what story that's meant to be telling. Is that meant to be like an ancient story from the dawn of wizard history, or was that meant to be in reference to the First World War? Because we know, like, I know the Wizarding World wasn't heavily involved in that, but I know I've got it in my head somewhere that they somehow had dragons involved in one.
Well, yeah, I think they said that in the first movie. They said that when Jacob said he was in the war, Newt said he was too, and he was helping the dragons or something like that. So I think that was actually a thing that they said.
That's a cool logo.
Me and Lima did that.
they did a lot.
Yep, they did do a lot. Yeah, I just want like, shots of the background. I want to see what the painting is properly.
Yeah, characters that we probably should have got a bit more screen time with.
Yep, they should have at least said something.
Yeah.
And her as well.
Again, they could have easily fixed that if they just had her bump into Jacob and have a bit of a pleasantry chat. Just give us a view of what she's like as a person.
Yeah.
And I think that would have, for the most part, fixed a lot.
That could have been like a whole separate movie. Like that. This movie put like this weird political race in it, but like in the background, sort of. If they'd have made it a more prominent role where like the plot was properly impacted on it, and not just the weird thing of like we're using a animal to choose who the minister is, or the leader of the Wizarding World is. They just randomly just put that in it, and if they'd have made the whole thing like with those characters as main characters, and then like you get a sense of the stakes is like you want this person to be the leader and not this person, that might have made a more interesting movie. It might not have been a Fantastic Beasts movie, but it would have been an interesting movie. But it would have been a bit too adult, I think, probably too political.
Honestly, watching this scene right now, I almost get the impression that, we'll probably say this a lot longer, throughout the rest of the episode. But in a hypothetical alternative universe where they did a spin-off about Theseus after the first movie, this could have been that entire series could have been about him.
The political race and
doing the political storyline, and there's almost a back and forth between him and her. Where they're almost rivals, maybe lovers.
Sure.
And it's almost basically like, we're trying to do our jobs. I think, again, this entire setup is really cool. It's just a bit stupid there for me, Theseus.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's so much potential this series had. God, this guy's got a punchable face.
Yeah. This bit of music I really love.
I wonder what if any of the Harry Potter actors have made their thoughts known about these films.
I'm not sure.
So I know this it's probably better than not to not make your thoughts openly in that regard.
Well, no, they can't. Well, I mean, if they like it, they'll say they like it, but they probably won't say anything if they don't like it.
Yeah, in that regard, yeah. This is an interesting bit, to say the least, because hypothetically, you could also cut this scene. At the same time, it is a nice character moment.
Yeah.
Because it gives you an insight into what their lives were like and how their relationship is.
And also, like, really subtly, he's got really good posture and he's obviously hunched over the table. Just a bit of visual storytelling of how the characters are.
Also, the ambience. That fire crackling.
Yeah, I love it.
Perfect. Again, that one line there, that means that tells so much. And also being a bit of a sensitive joke here, that could also mean something dirty as well.
Oh, no.
that was funny too.
Oh, she's supposed to be a baby.
What are you doing here, McGonagall?
I time travelled from the future.
Is there any scenario where they can probably fix this?
Time travel, like the super. We always got about them. What the Super Carlin brothers did a video where it's like, yeah, it could have been her if she had a time turner and she went back in time to teach. Like, it's like,
yeah. Because again, part of me still wants to think maybe that's just her mother, but again, we know.
No, it's not.
Yeah. God, it's such a shame because she's a good actress there.
Yeah, but it's just like I really don't like that she is in it. So like it annoys me whenever I see her. But I'm like, oh, I guess she is good. Like, but I don't want her to be in it.
Yeah. Dumbledore's outfit again. I like it.
I love it.
At the same time, I do agree with you that I wish that he would wear clothes that are more
wizardy.
More wizardy.
Yeah, like, I thought they were going to do that in this one. Like in the first one, he wears Muggle clothes. In this one, he wears more like a sort of hybrid of the two, or like slightly more flamboyant colours, like red. Like if he had a red coat on, like a massive like Doctor Who, like the red sort of velvety coat, like a long one of them. That's more similar to well, I forgot about this bit. That's more similar to like Dumbledore's red robes. And then in the next one, he could wear an actual robe instead of a coat, or something like that. But
or maybe just make the scarf he's wearing red or something.
Yeah, something like a bit of colour, a bit of like flamboyancy, like how Dumbledore what he wears in the Harry Potter movies. And then they could like progressively made it more and more wizardy until like the last movie of this one, he's straight up wearing the same clothes. They could still do that if they do more movies.
I think they've got to at this point, because I get it. There's probably people saying, "Oh, they should keep that look consistently."
It's a nice look.
Alternatively, again, as you get closer to the time periods, I feel like you have to go with the trend.
Yeah.
Well, go with the trend. Go with the era, and I feel like as they get closer to that period, they at least need to reflect that in the look as well.
Yeah.
I mean, even Nudes, I feel like, as iconic as his look is, that they kept consistent throughout most of these 3 films. If they ever, again, hypothetically, if they get to that 5th movie, I would like to think that he would wear more wizard-like robes by the end.
Sure. Or like a tie. Do you know what I mean? Like he can wear something. He doesn't have to wear the same exact clothes every time, just in different colours. I do like the consistency, but like not people in real life don't wear the same like exact clothes, just in the different colours.
Damn Ministry.
I really like the statues.
Mm.
And like the whole set, this whole look of the Ministry is really cool. I could see this being in a video game.
Mm. Also, call back to the 2nd movie.
Yeah, I like it.
And logo there, cool logo. That's
Mina Lima. So Mina Lima is the name comes from 2 people. It's Miraflora Mina and Eduardo Lima. So it's Mina Lima.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's 2 people who did the art.
Oh.
I like that his hat is big on the inside. It's funny that he puts it on, it doesn't just fall, like engulf him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the brick wall is the Ministry. Oh yeah, that's really cool. I never noticed that before.
I do love how again, this is one of the things I hoped for when we did our Fantastic Beasts 3 predictions episode.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that they went through with that and made Jacob interact with Dumbledore.
Yeah, me too. And Dumbledore's just more of a main character. And Dumbledore's watch is the watch he had in the books, where it has planets in it instead of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they included that.
Although I find it interesting how he saw Credence coming there.
Yeah.
Because do they explain how he knows that, or is that like in the books too, where he can like use it to find people?
It's not. It's just. Oh, maybe it is actually. But I think I need to read. It's in the first one. I really like Dumbledore's cast, like Jude Law as Dumbledore. Like a lot, I've heard that some people say they don't like his casting, but I really, really like him.
Honestly, again, we've got a Buddy scene here. Not fussed with it, so
yeah. The thing is, though, I don't mind. Like, actually, I do want to talk about this because this scene is stupid.
Oh god, yeah.
Why did you go to a Muggle person to get it replicated? They have spells that do that.
Is he Muggle?
Yeah, they're supposed to, because like she's not letting him open it because he's a Muggle.
Because when I first saw this, even now, I just assumed that he's a wizard. Hence why she asked for so many cases, but she didn't want him to know he had that specific magical creature in there.
Oh, I took it to be that he's a Muggle.
Because we know later in the film that the other multiple cases have magic enchantments in them too.
Sure.
So unless she enchanted them or Dumbledore enchanted them. I mean, if anyone knows for sure, let us know in the comments.
Just look. I'm trying to look at this the set, see if it looks, because it doesn't look wizardy.
Yeah, again, this bit. I get what it's probably there to give her a bit of screen time, to give a bit of levity in the film as well, considering what we've all seen so far. But again, I do feel like it's so unnecessary. that guy's face there, that was like us, like,
yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's just Muggle. Look at it, because it's just on the street and there's cars. I think that is just Muggle, a Muggle shop, and it's like, why just use a spell, like make it. They have those spells.
the fact that she's like almost like happy about that,
Mm.
or like she's actually smiling in that scene.
Yeah.
Again, that's another nice
Yeah,
detail.
It's like she doesn't care that she's reminding him.
Mm.
I like his tie.
Does he? I'm not 100% sure, but does Grindelwald have a mismatched eye in this one too?
Yes, he does. I only just noticed that in the first scene he was in, because he was very clear in the second one, but you do see it's very subtle in this one though.
Mm.
The left one is a bit lighter than the right one.
Yeah.
Left for us. See, look.
I gotta admit, again, as much as I'm not too fussed with the storyline, at the same time, I can't deny that this is a very, very, I wouldn't say emotional, but it's a quite nice, almost dare I say, powerful scene. Like, he has to go undercover, and to ensure he does his job, he has to like lose a memory of someone he clearly, somebody for the most part we're meant to believe he cared about.
I think in concept it's a cool idea, but I don't think it has much weight apart from this scene. Like, it doesn't matter for the rest of it.
That is true. Yeah, that's a better way of summing up. It's a powerful concept.
Yeah,
and that's again the fact that he's tearing up a bit there. Another nice little touch there for the actor.
Mm.
But and even for Grindelwald, the way he just like shrugs this off. But the fact that it's just again it doesn't feel earned. It's
exactly.
a shame.
Yeah.
I love the chant here. Is that meant to be Grindelwald's theme?
Yeah, it was in the last one. I'm not sure whose theme it's supposed to be, but it's something like that. I thought it might have been Credence's one, but yeah.
Well, probably, yeah. But it's a very catchy theme. I do wonder, because again, with everything that Ezra Miller did, which we're not going to go into detail here, but I do wonder how people would have reacted differently if he'd just like been a normal person.
Yeah.
Because this entire setup here, I think, would have been like a very hyped moment to see. As is, it's almost like it's cool, but again, you can't not see Ezra Miller. It's just like a scene now.
Yeah, it does take it away.
This bit, again, concept is cool, but I wish they'd explained it a bit more.
Yeah, at all.
Better, at all. Because I had no idea what this was meant to be and how this affected everything.
I thought he spat at him when I initially saw it, but I just thought it was a snowflake.
Yeah, again, they don't elaborate on this, and we'll call it the same thing here that we thought it was in the previous episodes. This is just like him, like putting him into the mirrored dimension.
Yeah, because everything is mirrored. It's like the shot is reversed.
Mm.
Look at all the writing, and I mean, just look at their face there. It's backwards. Does he ever say, "I'm sorry, I didn't know"? Because that's literally what he has to say.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's like, I don't think he ever says it.
I think he says it later, but I can't remember.
See, because he's like, "Stop fighting." He does it. It's like, we didn't realise. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's easy enough to say.
Again, the music, the way it's swelling.
That was cool. I like
That's
that
a cool
transition.
shot.
Yeah. He does look like Snape a lot, though.
Mm.
Like, it's a really cool scene, but I wish I knew what was happening.
Hmm.
Is that Fawkes?
They never. I don't think they acknowledge it. So it could be, but they, as is, it's just a phoenix that is attached to Credence.
Mm.
Again, maybe that was a retcon they were going to establish in a later film. Like the one bit of Credence that still remains is like with Dumbledore, even to the time of Potter.
Oh yeah, that would have been good. They should have done that. Oh, okay. It is it.
So we did say it. Oh, there's the Deluminator.
Yeah, but what's happening?
Yeah, again, cool concept, cool, quite well. It's coolly, if that's a word, it's coolly executed. But again, I wish they'd give us better context.
Yeah, I need to know like what has just happened. Like where were they? What? Why? What did the Illuminator do? Has he still got the Obscurus? What? All these questions and more.
Till next time on Fantastic Beasts. This is a bit this entire sequence with the prison. I feel like it was I liked it, and I equally also feel like it could have worked better again with a Theseus Scamander series exploring like the darker side of the wizarding world.
Sure. I like this enthusiastic stamper. Oh, the tire's glowing. I didn't realise. Look at the phoenix. It's glowing.
Hmm.
I like his wand.
Hmm. How many beasts you got in your coat, mate?
I love that Newt's just like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's cage this bird. Oh, this insect.
Much job, mate. Thanks.
Oh, wouldn't it have been a good detail? It might have happened. I can't remember, but if he just opened up the lantern, let the thing fly out, and then do a whistle, like because he knew about it, and then it just flew next to him, so he could have let it free, and still used it.
Yeah, I don't think they do that, but that would have been cool. Again, little detail to show how much he cares.
Well, exactly, and like to show how much he cared, and also how good he is as a magizoologist. Yeah, those are really cool statues.
And
the helmets.
They're holding swords.
They're holding swords. Well, yeah, wizardy things, but the helmets are like Nazi helmets, like German helmets. But like, yeah, it was cool.
That's really cool. God damn it! I want to see that story now.
Yeah. Well, that's what we've said this before. We want to see a medieval style wizarding world where there's like swords and armor and stuff.
That one guy who got highlighted in the trailer.
Yeah.
Grindelwald!
She English? Oh. She must be from the our ministry. Nice.
That's a cool. Again,
The thing is, that's a good message though.
Yeah.
Like, but
it's then undercut because he's like Grindelwald.
Yeah, he's working, but and everyone supports Grindelwald. It's like yeah, let's let everyone's voices be heard, but the voices are bad. It's like what? Hang on, what message? I've noticed that a lot. The messages are quite skewed.
Yeah, I think if they'd shown again, if we'd seen the other candidates and got a bit more insight into their characters, and if we then saw after when, as we'll see later, when Grindelwald, when he's torturing Jacob, if we'd seen certain wizard community members in the crowd reacting like, oh, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Why is he doing that? I think that would have definitely like given a bit more justification for that scene. To make it show like, yeah, there are people who differ with their ideals.
Yeah, they support Grindelwald without realising what he actually stands for.
These guys, they're cool.
They're creepy as fuck.
And yeah, definitely creepy.
Ugh. I don't like it.
Little sharp teeth.
And the sort of like 4-pronged mouth.
God, imagine being bitten by one of those. Like bitten and stung and pinched at the same time.
It's creepy as hell.
Again, thank God we had Nip's Commander here. Oh, it's the Satan pin from Doctor Who.
I didn't notice that the first time. That's a funny cut. The cutaway. Transition's the word.
Mm-hmm. So she's got a nice dress.
Which one?
I'm drawing a blank.
Lally,
that's it.
That guy looked evil.
Oh, there's the elf in the background. House elf, sorry.
Oh yeah, the conductor.
God, what do you think's worse, this prison or Azkaban?
Azkaban, because it makes you depressed. I mean, to be honest, they do feed you, but they does make you like. You'd probably die soon if you're upside down anyway, because the blood rush your head and then you'll just pass out.
Yeah, I gotta admit, as gruesome as this is a quicker death compared to being locked up for the rest of your life, being driven mad by the Dementors. Again, I gotta admit, they make us laugh with their scene or find it humorous, and then they immediately cut to something terrifying. The tone changes. It's done alright with this scene compared to the previous movie.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why the light goes out and then you die. I wonder why that's the thing.
It's probably like the creature is very sensitive to light.
What a dark movie.
Yeah, again, I feel like it's fitting for the third installment, but again, damn, wow.
Jesus, look at that. Oh.
Yeah, I think the creatures are meant to be like sensitive to light or something, so when the light's off, it gives them that doorway of opportunity to get prey.
Sure. Oh, that makes sense. Nice one.
Yeah, we've been there, mate. The occasional nod off on the job. I wonder what Eddie Redmayne must have thought when he filmed this bit. Because they've made him done some silly things in this trilogy, but...
I reckon he probably loved it.
Well, I'm sure he loved it, but I do wonder if he probably thought, this is probably the weirdest thing I've done.
Yeah. I like the music in this as well.
I love the piano. This feels very much like a brother scenario. Like, do what I'm doing, mate.
Yeah.
I'm doing what you're doing. I'm doing it my best I can, mate.
So where's the shoe?
It's funny. I do wonder. Back when, because again, people can look at the Fantastic Beasts 3 prediction video we made to kind of get an idea of what we thought of at the time. But after that, during the period where they were sort of still like making the movie, did we have any other alternative predictions or ideas for what we thought this film could be about? Because I'm trying to think what alternatively could this movie have been instead of what we got.
Oh yeah. What I can't remember what my prediction was. Because I probably just said like, I'm not a writer. I don't know. I thought there to be these characters or something, but I didn't know what. I think I probably said just the build up of Grindelwald fighting Dumbledore, but I didn't think that they would actually meet in this one.
I think the only thing I can recall at the moment is that I would have wanted them to, and so again, sort of like with my Fantastic Beasts 4 pitch, make it an adventure. And I just remembered, I actually think this film was meant to take place in Rio de Janeiro, and because that was something they confirmed as far back as like the around the time we made that first video, because they said we knew that was going to be a setting, but then because of the COVID-19 pandemic, they weren't able to film it there, so so they had to cancel that. So I wonder if that was, again, maybe if that scenario had gone through, maybe the film would have been a bit different. Maybe it would have been an adventure, or maybe it would have just been this still. I'm assuming that was meant to imply that it was going to go up in the air and then hit her face.
Yeah, maybe.
So that would have been quite a dark scene.
Yeah. I like that he's holding it like a gun.
That delivery there is kind of funny, especially because he points too.
Yeah.
I think this is also quite cool how because she makes it look like he's doing magic.
Yeah.
So in a way, you could almost say that in universe they hide the fact that he's a Muggle by making him do this.
Well, exactly, and also like hide the fact that he's an assassin by making him do something like silly. That was cool.
Yeah. Lovely music cue here as well.
Yeah.
And also the fact that she helps him.
Yeah, I like that.
Again, it's nice to know that, again, she's still a good person at
Oh,
heart.
and here's Lally's book magic. I love a bit of book magic.
Also, again, music piece
Yeah.
here. Lovely.
Really good too.
Do I think a lot's going on? Yes. Do I think it's cool though? Yes.
Yes, like, yeah, this is a cool scene. Yeah, like, it's really cool, but why it's happening, I don't know, but it's really cool.
Ow.
I think it's funny that they're working together in this one. Maybe not.
The little scream.
Yeah.
Agreed. I find it funny how they've only decided now to have Newt's pets like almost work together.
Interact, yeah.
You'd think they would have done that in like the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, ew.
Oh dear.
Oh, I guess they.
Oh, that makes me feel weird.
I guess they did get a baby killing in this one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Well, there's another one.
Dark.
But like, this has happened twice in this movie. Like, the CGI has made me feel weird.
Also, I missed the cue, but those where they were running. Zoidberg.
But yeah, like the yucky dead carcass of a scorpion made me feel yucky, and then like made me feel like cringe. But then like later on, when the chillin is like the chillin that's actually alive, when that sees that its brother's dead and it's like crying, that made me cry in real life. I'm like, huh, what? Why am I crying? This is CGI. This isn't a real thing. Why is it making me feel bad? He's dead. Oh no.
Lucky cue there. Again, great music, cool action scene, and all two characters that I actually like and liked that they're in this scene. Well, you're dead, mate.
You'd think, yeah, good cut. You'd think he'd have a backup to like, because he runs that prison, or he's part of the prison. You'd think he'd have a backup than just the light to not be killed by the scorpion thing.
Maybe he's been in the job for so long he got too comfy.
Sure.
This thing, I find this unsettling that this is still alive, and it also scurries off into the.
Oh yeah. It's going to grow another one.
I think it more unsettling to the fact that it's on Hogwarts grounds.
Maybe that's the origin of the squid. Maybe it gets eaten by the giant squid. I wish they had the giant squid in the movies. Maybe the next one. I like that you see Hogwarts from a different angle.
And the classic Harry Potter music. Again, I do wonder in each of these movies. I wonder if there ever was talks to. Should we include a cameo from an ancestor of like one of the main characters? Because I know we've talked about Harry Potter's descendants being like they are around somewhere doing something during this era. But have we ever wondered about the Weasleys? Were they ever doing anything?
I don't know about if it's in this particular newspaper, but in one of the newspapers, funny you say that, there's a reference to Harry's granddad.
Really?
Yeah, because he invented Sleekeasies.
Yeah.
Fleamont Potter? Is it Fleamont?
It was some kind of potion, wasn't it?
No, but Fleamont Potter, is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, he's in one of the newspapers. Which I think is cool. Yeah, he invented Sleekeasy hair care potion.
I'm not gonna lie, I get that's sort of meant to imply like they're being mean to him, but alternatively at the same time it's like
It's still food.
Yeah, and it's the equivalent. It could also be the equivalent of me giving you like a Jolly Rancher or a some form of toffee. Like you can still enjoy it.
It's food. Like a cockroach cluster. It's just food. It's like a chocolate frog. It's not actually a frog.
Yeah, it could depend. Again, I'm sure it depends on your taste buds. And again, Potterheads out there, maybe we're wrong, and that's intentionally a bad kind of sweet. Or like the worst kind of sweet.
Yeah, maybe.
But I do find it funny how they still try and lead into the Slytherins, they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
Again, we mentioned this in the review, but I think this would have been so much more simpler if Grindelwald was just trying to win over like Germany?
Yeah.
The wizarding community of Germany, as opposed to
the whole world.
The whole world.
Yeah. I missed this scene in the cinema, so this is the first time you're watching this scene.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess I have only seen it once. Only 3. This is rubbish CGI.
Gotta say, that little moment there, that dialogue there, that is so cool, and yet it's also so annoying because again, you'd think they would elaborate on that. That place has like such a history with magic.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And like they don't take advantage of that at all. That's a cool line. Yeah, I can definitely see this is all CG.
Yeah.
It's such a shame. I mean, I'll give them this. They definitely tried their best to recreate, because, again, I see a lot of memorabilia from...
Oh, well, no, I'm pretty sure the set was correct, because they have that set. That set's real.
Oh, is it?
Well, it's the tour. It's in the tour.
Really? Because that's
they would have just... I think it's because the big cloudy mountain was CGI, so that would have been what looked weird. Like that, because that was behind them. That was CGI, so that looked like that wasn't there. So that's probably why it looked bad. but that whole set was real.
Okay. I mean, this is a set, and I find that cool.
Yeah.
That stare. Oh,
I had that today.
sorry?
I had stew. There's stew. I had a stew today.
Oh.
It looks really nice. What is it? It's just sloppy. Stew's lovely. See? What it is, stew?
Oh, stew. Yeah, I guess it depends on, again, visual appeal. Nude suit here, that's like the same suit. He's just not got his coat on, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm getting flashbacks to my dogs. Like, you can't eat this. This is mine. Get down.
Well, this is a really stupid concept.
Yeah, again, I feel like, we'll probably get to it later, but I do still feel like what they end up doing with that little setup there, it would have worked better with Newt or Jacob.
Yeah, that annoyed me because I was just thinking, oh yeah, they're setting up that Shilin likes Jacob, and that Jacob is like playing with it, and it's gonna be like, and it's gonna bow to him later on, and there's like, it bows to Dumbledore, doesn't it? It's like I was like, oh yeah, they're setting up that. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, that's a revelation.
That bit I was like, what? In the cinema I was like, oh my god, that makes perfect sense. Like, I'm glad that it's his son, because it's like, it's not his brother, because like the whole thing was like, oh, it's like we thought it was Dumbledore's brother, but it's like, no, it's Aberforth's son. It's like, of course it is.
I do wonder. God, I love, again. I kind of wish they would have made it a bit of a bigger deal in this scene, but again, I can't deny I'm so happy with the results.
Oh my god, it's the same thing about Ariana. It's like they sort of mention it once and then they move on. It's like, this is a big reveal. Please make it more of a big deal.
Again, a lot of setup that could be interesting in future stories if they ever were to happen.
But yes, again, I think it works if they don't make another one, because it's like you don't see or hear anything about Aberforth having a son in the Harry Potter movies, and he's not in the movies, so like it makes sense that he would die like well before those movies take place. Yep. Oh my god. Years of speculation in this one sentence.
Honestly, when this scene started happening and they did that reveal, I was like, oh, I'm getting ready, I'm gearing up for a flashback.
Yeah, me too.
And then nothing happened.
Yeah, that's it. Flashback time. I thought it was going to be how the way she died was like it wasn't a straight up killing curse because that's what he says it to be. Because I couldn't see any of them trying to kill each other except maybe for Grindelwald trying to kill Aberforth. But he said he doesn't know if it was his spell, so he might have. Why would Dumbledore try and kill someone? He wouldn't have tried to kill anyone in that situation. I thought it was going to be like it was a spell, like any spell, and it hit her, and then she went mad because, or like it sort of affected her obscurial form, and then she killed herself by accident because she just sort of exploded out of obscurial thing, but apparently not.
I gotta admit, it's moments like this that make me warm to the idea of Dumbledore and Newt being like co-protagonists.
Yeah, I
Because
thought.
again,
Yeah,
I feel like if this had been like better set up and better executed in like the entire series, because from the day one, I definitely could have imagined scenarios where we have Newt being the voice of reason for Dumbledore and being there to guide him along the way.
I can see that if they do make another one, I can see that being the case.
And again, we were quiet for that portion of that because that was a great scene. But I do want to say what you were talking about. I do feel like maybe they probably would have revealed that their spells were just stun spells, but the force of it maybe knocked her back into something that made her bang her head.
Sure.
And that could have killed her. Like something as simple as a head wound could have been very fatal.
Yeah, well, not for wizards.
Yeah, but they can die like normal, can't they?
Well, yeah, but like spells could easily have helped that. And that's why I think it would have been make more sense for like an accidental magical thing, which would make sense if it was her Obscurus, because that is uncontrollable magic that could kill easily. That's what I thought it could be. But like, yeah, a head wound wouldn't kill someone in Harry Potter because of Quidditch. You know, Quidditch, they get bludgers to the head and they're fine because you get a spell that makes them okay, or a potion. So I don't think a head wound would kill someone in Harry Potter.
And what were you saying earlier?
Oh, lovely.
Oh. Yeah, and random kid starts crying in the audience.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's the blood. That's
Jesus.
horrible. It's.
That water looks like the pensive.
Yeah. I thought in this scene when I watched it in the cinema that he was just going to kill it again, because what happened when he killed it is he could see into the future, and I thought he'd need that power again, so he'd just revive it and then kill it again. And I was like, oh no, please don't do that. It's disgusting. Like, because it's really sort of tense, and I wonder if that was like on purpose. Because I felt this was really tense that it was brought back to life. Because I'm like, oh, they're just gonna fucking kill it again. That was cool.
I love how even she's like cowering in the corner, like as much as she probably thinks of herself in within the ranks, even she's like terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. What I was going to say earlier with the Dumbledore scene, I agree that they definitely should have used that scene to introduce the flashback. Alternatively, maybe they probably just felt like it works better with Dumbledore telling the story.
Sure, but like there's the thing that's like show don't tell. That's like a very like common thing.
That's true. Sometimes, again, alternatively, sometimes telling a story, having the actor convey the story and showing their performance, and the emotions that they can bring out of themselves,
well,
that can alternatively work better. But at the same time, this series, the entire series, great music cue here.
Yeah.
But this entire series is almost like it exists. At least once they started delving into the Dumbledore and Grindelwald stuff, that was almost like intentional. Like, you have to show us these moments, these pivotal scenes.
But in that scene, they could have done both. Like, they could have just had them talking and like over the flashback, the same scene, and then cut between him talking and the flashback. But it would have been cool if they did like how, you know, the flashbacks in the first Harry Potter where there's like a white flash and then it goes into the flashback. Like, if they just done something like in a similar visual style, that would have been like a nice callback.
I love how Dumbledore's so interested in that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just need to move my chair a second.
Okay.
It's a long movie, guys. We're going to get a bit uncomfortable as we
let's have a fidget.
I gotta say, it's I need to get new chairs. They're so squeaky.
I thought that scarf looks too Ravenclaw-y. Like, I know it's not because it's just a pattern, but it's like blue and sort of greyish. And I was like, "It's a Ravenclaw scarf. What's he doing that for?"
I'll say this: at least it adds a bit of colour to his look.
No, it doesn't. It's blue, and everything he wears is blue,
True.
Like sort of like navy. It needs a bit of red.
True. Yeah, I think making it red would have been a bit more standout. I mean, like Jacob, he's got
exactly.
a nice, cool red.
His coat's cool as well. They've always, what I've noticed and I know why they do it, is to give each movie a more like distinct look. But they always wear completely different clothes. Like, his coat is, everyone's coats are always different. Surely you'd have the same coat. If it's the same type of coat, it'd just be the same one. But I know why they do it. But I just think it's an interesting thing to put out.
Yeah. I'm curious. Theseus and I keep forgetting her name. Sorry, everyone. Lally. Yeah. Would you say they're a popular pairing as a team?
Yeah, because they're like two competent, very powerful wizards. That looks very Shijo. Look at all the people.
I just find it funny how
That's cool. I like that. I forgot about that.
Second film
like a telly.
callback.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like a television.
It's a shame they don't show any other ministry locations.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do that.
Yeah,
again. Well, the American ministry. I think did they show the American ministry?
They showed the French and they showed the British, but they didn't show America. I think they might show that later.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wonder if they do.
Yeah. But again, I'm assuming because the fourth film would have probably taken place in Japan, and consider they had one of the candidates of Japan here as a potential candidate for the leader, you'd think they would have like shown that as well. Set up for the next movie also makes sense for the relevance of this story. Well, I was just going to say earlier, I find it funny how they, in the actual screens, everyone else is saying he's just like against a white background. Yeah. But in actuality, he's just like behind a very boring wall.
Yeah.
He's next to a boring wall of an archway. Again, in another universe, there's a Magic Wizarding World show out there that has Theseus Scamander or some original character trying to get to that ancient wizard location that holds a cool secret. Could have been an entire story, an entire season.
Season?
Yeah.
Like telly?
TV show. Right. So, again, for what it's in this movie, it's okay. But again, there's so many cool concepts you can still do with Harry Potter. I hope they take advantage of that going forward.
I'm really happy that Dumbledore is like just in this scene. And it's not like he comes in at the last minute to like save the day, but he's just in the scene from the beginning. I like that.
Yeah. Also, again, I missed the cue here, but that guy got that chin.
Yeah, he looked really cool. He was a really cool looking villain. Those little birds look funny.
Also, I love the tapestry on the side there.
Yeah. I just love Jude Law as Dumbledore. I was about to say as the Doctor, and I'm like, oh, that would have been good casting.
It would.
For like a movie.
Yeah, again, alternative universe, maybe Paul McGann never was Doctor Who, and we got him instead.
Yeah, that would have been good.
But he really does sell those moments with Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And that again, that little speech too is like so lovely.
Look.
Oh, and here begins the...
So, oh my god, is that Tina? It's like, oh my god, is that Tina?
God, if only.
Santos. I never noticed that the first time.
Again, keeping the focus on Theseus and
Lally.
God damn it. Again, yeah, I do wonder again if they were to make more sequels. Do you think they would make them a couple? Or do you think this is more,
I think so. That's what I thought at the end of this movie that they would,
because they don't interact enough to go that far, I'd say. But
sure.
The way they interact and play off each other so well, they are like a good unit.
Yeah.
So I can imagine they probably would have teamed them up more a few times. But again, considering the films would have eventually gone romantic with Newt and Tina, I could have definitely seen a scenario where these two hook up too.
Yeah, I love this scene. It's just the same that every single spell is blue. Like I find that with every single Harry Potter movie. Like all the spells are always the same color. It's like blue or white. It's like it's boring. Just give us like a bit of purple. It was a cool fight scene though, like with like all the like putting him in the wall and using all the different objects. I think that was cool, but it's just I wish they were different colours.
Yeah. This bit's funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like, don't mind me.
Yeah. I love that the guys are just not moving.
It's like, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to confront him, Frank? No, we're
just going to stand and look at him.
He's got a cool tie.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is the bit that I like.
I wonder if those cases are... You can get those cases too as like a toy.
Oh,
well, I say toy, but yeah. More like an accessory. Like,
I'm sure somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you can get Newt's costume. I'm sure.
Satisfying noises of the latches.
Oh yeah.
Buns.
Quidditch. Oh, that's a nice music piece there.
Yeah, this that looks really cool. Like that effect of all them, they look really cool. What a good
Easter egg!
Yeah, this is a really good like nostalgic scene. That is like nostalgic, but for good reasons because it's all new stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like a new scene, but it's got the same music and the same objects of the Wizarding World. Yeah. So it's like nostalgic in a good way, I think.
I'll give them this. It's creative in what they use it.
Yeah.
What they use it for. Is it clearly like nostalgic lore?
Oh yeah, but I like that.
Fair.
I genuinely was like, I've seen this movie before. Where I was like, oh my god, who's that? I've got to say, I am enjoying this movie. Like, I'm really enjoying watching this.
Yeah, we've been talking. Oh, nice little detail on the column there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot, but I'm hanging on to every scene, and I love it.
Oh, is that Tina? Is that Tina?
I wonder if that's an aesthetic choice. Her coat and her entire get-up is very reminiscent of his scarf.
Oh, sure. From this scene, I was like, one of them is going to die. Like, that's how my brain works. I'm like, oh, they've set up that they still love each other, and that they're both like mad about each other, and that she's scared that something's gonna happen. And I'm like, one of them's going to die. One of them's going to die in this.
It's such a shame. Again, because they did such a bad job of her in the previous movie, like making her suddenly join the bad guys. But for what they tried to do, they did alright, I think, with this movie. Even though I still think it is quite a sudden change.
It's like
this music cue here. Yeah, this music, I don't.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's different.
It's almost like the Harry Potter theme, but they've changed it up.
Yeah.
Almost like a build-up dread, like.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, wow.
Really cool. God, I love that.
Oh, did she now?
Again, I love how Newt doesn't give in.
Yeah.
It shows how much he's like. It shows how skeptical everyone is, and that's a thing that I don't think you see often in films. They either like go through with it where, oh, I'm a secret spy, even though we never set it up.
Yeah.
But
and then they're like, oh yeah, okay. And then yeah.
I mean, everyone would be like that, especially at a time where everyone's like out for themselves or out for their side. And I like how she was like she was almost so sincere. Like, I'm here, I'm on Dumbledore's orders.
Yeah, and like, as an audience, you're like, "Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool." But then, like,
the
oh,
moment,
and then, yeah,
the moment Newt resists, you
Yeah.
realize, oh shit.
yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that's a detail there. Oh, yeah, Jay, I was on your side all along. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, but that's the only thing he does in this movie. Like when like I said before, he doesn't do anything. That's all he's done.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
like as if they thought, oh, he's definitely John Darkside. Like, no.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was that we'll probably have to go back to it afterwards. But I wonder if that's a detail there. Maybe that's just a thing the actor has in real life. But it looks like he had a little something on his eye.
Yeah, I noticed
And
that before.
I wonder if that was a detail they added in because he had that thing come out of his eye in the previous movie.
Oh, you know what? That's funny. It might be, but I think it might just be an eye thing.
Yeah, maybe it
But
was just his
that
eye.
would be funny though.
It would be. I mean, props to the continuity team if that would
Yeah.
be the case. Why is no one stopping him?
How can he just walk up?
Oh, there's
Ooh.
Japan.
Nice.
So okay, so I guess they did do it.
I forgot about
I'll take my complaint from earlier back.
that.
I do feel like again, if they'd shown the audience like going, huh, I think it would have been a bit more believable. Because again, we know Grindelwald's done stuff before, and despite what they might, the government might say, the ministry might say, I think even the people would have to be like, no, we've had multiple stories and word from our colleagues, our friends of what stuff this guy's done, or allegedly done. You think there'd be a lot of people that would still believe in that and not just like blindly believe them? But again, maybe this is a Wizarding World thing, where they just blindly believe the government.
This is the bit I thought there was straight up going to be an execution. Like, because that you know before it's like the scene like, oh I was like one of them's going to die. And I was like, this is it. He's going to get executed.
It would have been quite a completely different movie if that was the case.
Yeah. It's so tense. Like I genuinely thought he was going to die. Like I thought that's when he died. I was like, oh my god. But then like, I was like, okay, he's just being tortured. That's fine. Like, you know what I mean? There's too many. There's too many people that said yay. Like, I know what you mean. Like before, it's like they should be like, what? Hang on, I don't want this. Like, why is this the guy our leader? There should be more people being like, no.
Yeah, and again, if we'd got a bit more set up with her character, like, yeah, she's rebelling against that ideal.
I didn't know what she was doing. Like initially, I was like, oh, okay, what's she doing here? Like, oh, okay, she's being nice.
There's those split second you thought, oh, is she gonna torture him as well?
Yeah, me too. I was like, what?
Also, this bit, I wonder what this was meant to signify. Like, he's aware. He's now like somewhat aware that Credence is turning against him.
No, he is walking around.
Yeah, this random guy. Like, this guy is a bad guy.
Yeah. How is he just allowed to speak? Oh my god, is it Tina?
Yeah, please, be Tina! Be Tina!
Is it Tina? Oh my god, she's in this movie. Oh my god, she's got the case. Oh my god, it makes perfect sense. Oh my god, this is going to be so good. It's Tina, isn't it? Isn't this,
Oh shit.
Oh no, I don't...
Why the fuck are you still here, Bunty?
I don't care.
I'm so sorry, yeah.
That's what I mean, I was about to say, I feel so sorry for the actress. It's not our fault.
What do we do, boss?
Yeah, it's like... And everyone's like, oh yes, let's just wait. You know what I mean? Got a cool tie again, Grindelwald. It's Tina! It's Tina! Oh my god, she is here! She was in this one scene. She could have been in that scene.
Mm.
It would have been such a better movie.
Oh.
Yeah, this bit made me cry.
Man, what are you trying to prove? It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Also, his hands are just floating on nothingness. I see. I thought his face was just like, oh no. Oh no. This bit made me sad. Was it? Oh no, not this bit. It's gonna happen in a minute. Go to Jacob. No. Go to Jacob. Oh.
To the right. To the right. You're right.
And why does everyone believe this one is the real one? Like, this could be another fake dead one.
I'm not gonna. I do wonder what JK was thinking when she wrote this scene. Because
what?
I mean,
what was she
I
thinking?
get that she probably wanted us to show us how much Dumbledore is a good person at heart, but that we know from the books and even from the films that he does a lot of questionable stuff.
He's a very deceitful, manipulative man. He's not good-hearted all the way. Like, obviously he's got good intentions, but I don't think he's truly fully good.
Yeah, as Bunty, God damn it, as little Lally, as she explained earlier, like we can still be good, but we're all deceitful in our own ways.
Yeah.
It's like Dumbledore's a perfect example of that. So why she thought she needed to do this?
Yeah, and this movie perfectly sets up that Jacob was pure of heart and he was a great guy, and that would have been like, yes, we've only seen good from him. He's never been a horrible person. Then it bows to him, and it's like everyone's like, oh well, the Chillin, which is a magical creature, is bowing to a Muggle, and obviously, and then it's like putting Grindelwald at like putting him down in like his views, and then that would have been such a better conclusion.
And
But it's like, no, it bows to random lady that we don't know.
yeah, it's like you're the minister of like the world now.
Yeah.
There's no setup whatsoever.
Nope. Oh, and this bit is a bit of bullshit as well for what they've said in Harry Potter. Like,
You can't deflect the killing curse.
You can't deflect the killing curse, and it's like
he should have lost his hand
and
here.
yeah, he should have died. Like he's literally cast a spell against Grindelwald, and it's like the thing's broken. What a stupid, like, as much as I love this is the only bit of this movie that I've actually been genuinely annoyed at. Like, there's been bits that we're like, oh, that's a stupid decision. Why did they do this? They should do something else. This bit really genuinely fucking pissed me off.
Yeah. It's a shame though, because this actually is quite an okay fight.
But it shouldn't have happened though. Like, the point is that they didn't fight until the actual proper big battle.
I mean, if anything, again, if this is to be the final, at least we got a little glimpse of what could have been. Because I like seeing all this where they're moving. It's still the same generic stupid, like crossing the streams.
Oh yeah,
red and
also
green.
that shouldn't happen either. The crossing of the streams, because that's only like priori incantatem, where the spells, the wands connect because they're brothers, but their wands are not.
Yeah. So again,
unless they are, but well, no, they're not, because his. Oh no, I don't. Yeah, you don't know.
He's got the Elder Wand.
Yeah, he's got the Elder one, but you don't know if it's the brother. But I doubt it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all right, but it is a shame because it's all connected with something that is poorly done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's like style over substance. Like, it looks cool, but it's like this shouldn't be happening. The spell should not be joining together. They shouldn't be fighting. Why are they in the mirror dimension? All of these things is like, it's cool. They all look cool on the surface level, but it doesn't make any sense for why it's happening plot wise. I'm like, I'm not good at storytelling. Like, I'm not a storyteller myself, but I can tell that that's bad. Like, and that probably shows that it's actually genuinely is really, really bad. Just have a basic knowledge of Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts, and you're like, this is wrong. The whole crowd is just like, they don't care who the winner is. Do you know what I mean? They don't have their own opinions. They're all like, yep, that's great. This is now the winner. They were rooting for Grindelwald before. Why are they suddenly changed and now they're really happy? It's like, what?
Well, they did show again. It goes so quickly. You almost don't think it's the same crowd, but I think they were dressed in her colours, so you could make the argument that that's her faction.
Sure,
but
yeah.
Again, they don't really choreograph that.
No, they don't, do they?
Also, I love that they showed us a glimpse of Rio there, so probably a little nod to the original concept for this movie.
Yeah. Wouldn't that have been good if he said that, looked at Dumbledore, and that's the first time Dumbledore got there. As soon as Dumbledore got there, that's what they said. So they had an interaction, but they didn't have the fight.
Yeah. Again, I missed the cue there, and then he fell. And then he died.
Yeah. That's the last you see of Grindelwald.
Yeah, or he fell down. Ah, my leg!
My leg!
I can't move my legs. I think I might be able to move the other one. Ah!
Oh, what, from Austin Powers?
Yeah.
That's probably CGI tear. Christ.
Right in the heart.
No, but like it's like
It's so it's clearly like a remember that bit from Deathly Hallows?
Literally, it's like, oh come on, do you have to?
Yeah. Slight bit.
That's bad nostalgia in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I did like the bit when I first saw it. Like, oh, Snape. But then I thought, oh yeah. Bad nostalgia.
No. Maybe he is supposed to be like Snape because he said always. No, but genuinely, like maybe that is. They were like, oh, do the Snape motif. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Again, last time we're seeing Credence here. I gotta say again, if we ever did get a fourth movie, again, I just can't imagine this being like his last scene.
Yeah, it's like, but also they haven't said what's happened to him. Like, obviously he's ill because of the Obscurus, but has he still got the Obscurus? Did Dumbledore take it out of him in that weird mirror dimension scene? I don't know.
No, because we saw it did go back into him.
So he still has the Obscurus. So he's going to die. They didn't clear up that thread.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't cure him at the end, which I thought they might have done. They just he's dead, or he's going to die. That's why I said if they do another one, they could easily just say he died.
They could. Again, I would also again put the argument that he's been such a prominent character in the story, whether you like him or not. So I feel like it would be so unjustified, impolite. There's a better ways to word it, but it wouldn't fit right for this narrative to just have him get killed off screen.
Sure, but to be honest, the reason why he's been in it has finished. Like his point is his use in the story is over.
Yeah.
So he could just die off, and then it would, like, everything would be tied up.
Yeah. Although I guess I imagine that in the hypothetical fourth movie, it would be better if he wasn't killed, just so they could service the story for the other characters. Again, people can listen to our full film pitch to get more context for that. But I feel like him having more prominence in at least one more film would definitely be beneficial for Dumbledore, at least.
Yeah, and
as opposed to him,
be a good character. He'd be like not a good, like, as in he's a bad character, as in like he'd be a good guy, like on the side of Dumbledore now, and like fighting alongside him.
Yeah, I guess in more sense, I imagine he would just be more of a better MacGuffin. But again,
that's it. That's the thing. They could do that, but I think his whole purpose of being an Obscurus has gone, because he was Obscurus so Grindelwald could use him as power. He tried to use him, and then he was in this one is now on the good side again. So I don't know. I don't think he'd be a MacGuffin, but I think he'd just be a working with them now, or what I think they should do, just kill him off. Just kill him off in between movies.
Again, we missed the bit here, but it talks about, like, oh, was it fate? Was it the magic? Like, it's not really explaining it, isn't it?
Who knows? At the end of the movie, they're like, oh, that just happened. What was it? Oh.
Okay. Again, I gotta say though, it's nice that we're back in New York.
Drug soda? My favourite.
What? I didn't notice that before. He does such good voices whenever he's like startled.
I like this scene. This is a nice time.
Yeah, I do think it's nice that they came full circle with this movie, intentionally or not. We're back where this story began in New York with the gang that we started off with.
Oh, where's it, Tina? Pants.
You should have been in the entire movie. Like, oh, she's got a dress. For a second, I thought, what?
No, it said pants.
Oh, okay. I thought you were implying, she's not wearing pants.
No. Pants. It just says pants. I'm just looking. I like looking at the background details.
Oh, she looks good. I wish she was in this movie more.
Oh yeah. I hope she is in the next one properly, not just a cameo.
And even this theme, their motif, their song is just so wholesome.
Then they do have really good chemistry together.
Yeah. Future couples together.
Yeah.
She's got big pockets though.
Oh, I thought that. I was like, that's cool. I like this. I like that the bow tie and the tie match. Like that it's the same sort of material.
Also, again, I love such a brotherly dynamic.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think it's really cool. And like they're really good actors together. Like they seem genuinely brothers. Because this looks great because this is a set. Like it's not CGI. The background CGI because like they have to continue it, but like the actual things you see are properly there, and it just makes it better, more engaging. I think.
That's a nice line there. It does say so much how different this trilogy could have been if it was just like it wasn't like dealing with the war. If it was just like Newt doing his thing, and that could have had implications for the story. But as is, it's a nice saying. I
love this in any movie, like when there's especially action movies, when there's just like a bit of downtime and the characters just enjoying themselves, but like just like chilling out, like this bit. I just love it. That reminds me of the end of the second movie when it's like, "There's not Hogwarts." When Harry says to Hagrid, "It's not Hogwarts without you." It makes me want the movie to continue.
Yeah, it's like, when's the next one coming out? It's like, I'll do it again. Like, we hope you do, mate. You've got 2 more movies you should have. Please don't ruin it, studios. And that little detail there, just like breathing in before going in, like, so nice. Oh, Bunty.
Oh.
Why are you still here? I'm sorry, Bunty actress.
Do they not have any other friends? I guess not, because they're wizards.
True, no. Yeah. You probably keep it secret, just between like.
Oh yeah, and also because it's a secret marriage because they're not supposed to be married.
Yeah, because that act doesn't like get abolished.
Yeah.
Like wizards can marry muggles, like it doesn't get.
Especially in America.
Especially in America until like the 60s, isn't it?
Yeah, so it makes sense. I'm not sure, but it makes sense that it's like a little gathering of everyone who knows it, and that's it. I thought Dumbledore was going to be the officiary, the person who like married them.
Oh, but I do like that he's not even.
Yeah, I also do like that he just walks off into the sunset.
It is pretty much a visual storytelling here. Like, even he feels personally, intentional or not, he feels like he's not deserving of this life.
Yeah,
because he has such a big responsibility to do. But he can get a glimpse into what life people have. I do wonder what they're saying, though. I wish I could zero in on what the dialogue is, just to hear what they say. But again...
I'm really happy that they start and end this movie with Dumbledore.
And the music,
the
panning shot,
it's
beautiful.
It makes you, like, really, like... this is amazing, this bit. And it's like, I wish the rest of the movie was just as good. Like how Harry Potter is. Harry Potter, like, the movies are great throughout. And continuing tradition at this point, the ending song, the music, great. Do you see that? It said so written by J.K. Rowling and Steve Kloves, based on a screenplay by J.K. Rowling. So she wrote the screenplay first. Steve Kloves. She wrote the screenplay first, and then Steve Kloves came in to make it better.
Yeah.
And I just love that because like they did that because the second movie did terribly. So they were like, "Oh, get the guy who wrote the Harry Potter movies to write this as well to make it slightly better." So like, I think anything that was good, it was him. Anything that was bad, it was J.K.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's the movie. Well, gotta say, that was quite a watch. And
yeah. I enjoyed it. Like you could probably tell throughout, but I enjoyed the good bits were fun. The annoyingly stupid like inconsistencies that could have just been retconned or changed to make it a much better whole. It just took you out of it a bit. But as a whole, as a movie, like of the three Fantastic Beasts, I might put this as my favourite. The first one was a better movie as a whole, but my favourite character is Dumbledore, and Dumbledore's in this a lot, so I kind of like that. And like the good bits in this are better than the good bits in in the first movie, I think.
Yeah, for me, I personally feel like it got everything right, and I feel like what's great about it is that it also does the opposite of what the Star Wars sequel films did, where they did a lot of setup with the first movie, they messed up with the second movie, and they tried to like please everyone with the third film. Mm-hmm. In this case, they did the exact same thing where they started off great with the first film, they messed up greatly with Crimes of Grindelwald, but instead of like backtracking and saying or doing all this other stuff that could have backfired on them more, they stuck with the story but did something else.
Changed it, changed the story in a way, but keeping the same core elements.
Yeah, so it feels like it is a progression.
Yeah,
but it is like also saying this is actually, call it a retcon or not, but they make it the execution and the resolution more satisfying, because it's not like oh here's a Dumbledore, he's just not a brother.
Yeah.
And that just
it makes exactly. They kept the big twist, but the thing is that's the annoying thing about it. They kept the big twist, but the big twist was the conclusion to the big twist was just a line.
Yeah,
it should have been not the point of the movie, but like maybe the point of the first half of it to be like, this is who it is, and this is the point. I guess that was sort of like the overarching plot of the movie. That was Aberforth was talking to Credence. But they should have had that as more of on the forefront, because that wasn't really the point of the movie.
Yeah, maybe they could have had a bit more of a subplot where Dumbledore was like trying to find out if it was true or not.
Yeah,
like do his own little bit of investigation.
Or like the point of this movie was that they were all trying to find. Like Aberforth told Dumbledore who he was, and the whole point of the movie was to get him back. But Credence already knew who his dad was, and Aberforth knew that he was his son, and they had a way of talking to each other. You don't see any of that, like because the amount of time that's passed. How did they get in contact? Like that should have been the point of this movie, because like the point of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, even though Newt is the main character, the plot is around Credence. Every single movie is about Credence, so it should have been. Wow, I've never been so like concise about a point before. The whole point of this movie should have been like, Credence should have been the main character basically, and like Aberforth should have had a bigger role, and like it shouldn't have had all this politics stuff. Like it should have had, like I said before, like Grindelwald infiltrating a country to get loads of supporters, but not the entire wizarding world.
Yeah,
that just seems a bit ridiculous, because like it's like.
It feels quite out there.
It feels, it does. And like in just quickly, Voldemort is supposed to be even worse than Grindelwald, and Voldemort never like got the entire Wizarding World on behind him.
Yeah,
so like
the fact that he conquered like he got most of Britain under his fear.
Yeah,
that was like enough.
Exactly.
So to go for like the world. First England, then the world.
Yeah, it's like increasing the stakes where you don't need to.
Yeah,
it's like too much.
Yeah, I mean, again, considering the parallels, because we know J.K. intentionally did a lot of this stuff with Grindelwald to parallel the Nazis and Hitler. Yeah. It would have been more fitting to have him be like, try and get Germany under his grasp. Because that would have been more prominent to the theme. And parallel to the theme, as opposed to what they end up doing.
Exactly, and if like in the last movie, or the last couple of movies, it takes place during the same time as World War Two. in a roundabout way, Germany was the villains, so they would still be the villains in this too.
Yeah, the Nazis.
Yeah. Not all the Germans. Yeah, the Nazis. Yeah, exactly.
They're good. They do good. They do good stuff.
Yeah, they're nice. I'm sure they're nice. They invented like strudels and stuff. I'm sure, maybe pretzels. I don't really know.
They do good beer.
Yeah, they do good beer. They do good pastries. I'm sure they do other things. That's really reductive. Cars. They're good at cars. Yeah.
Okay,
anyway,
so, what was I saying?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay, so I guess for me, I really enjoyed this movie. It still has flaws.
Yep.
And even after seeing it for the third time now, I gotta say, as much as we talked during the movie, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was points where we were talking. I was like, I just want to watch the movie. Like, I don't mind not talking. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure there's bits that there's a conversation at some point throughout this where I started talking and I got lost in the movie, so I forgot the conversation.
Yeah.
If that's the case, audience, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had the same thing too.
But I gotta admit, I enjoyed this so much more than Crimes of Grindelwald.
Oh, 100%.
And in that regard, it is such a shame that because it does very much. I mean, as of this recording, as of now, it does very much look like we are not going to be getting a fourth movie. Yeah,
which is a real shame. But like, with that, like, what I thought they could do with that is if the Fantastic Beasts as a franchise isn't doing well, and I can understand if they don't do a Fantastic Beast movie as the sequel, but I could understand them doing a Dumbledore movie as the sequel, like not branding it as Secrets of as Fantastic Beasts, branding it as something else, just as the Dumbledore movie, but like have Dumbledore as the main character, maybe have Newt in it, but not as the main character, and that's how if they want to continue this story, which I think they might, they would do it that way. But the thing is, they might have want more to make it more nostalgic, which I think would be a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We don't know where the studio is going to be this time next year. For all we know, maybe the stars will align. Maybe when David Yates is finished with his next movie and he feels like he wants to get back into the world, if he wants to, that is.
I kind of hope they get another director. I said this before. I don't think they should have the same director for all 5 movies, because the thing that makes the Harry Potter movie so like unique is that each of the most of the movies are completely different to one another, but they all have the same concise elements, but they're told in a different way. Like 1 and 2 is way different to 3. 3 is way different to 4. 4 is way different to 5. And then it's David Yates. And it's like, David Yates is great, but he's a bit uninspiring. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he's a good director, but he's like sort of baseline director. Like, he's good, but there are directors who can do incredible things.
Yeah, I do wonder, again, in another universe, I wonder how things would have gone if they had a different director for each Fantastic Beasts movie.
That's what I wish they did, but now it seems like it's just going to be David Yates for all 5, but I think that's a bad choice, because it doesn't allow the Fantastic Beasts franchise franchise to like evolve. It just stays the same, and that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I will say, whether it's David Yates or not, maybe they'll get a director in who still wants to finish this story. And I know, again, it all depends on money, and considering this didn't make enough money, that will probably be like the deciding factor officially as to why they won't probably continue. But again, if the stars were to align and they said next year we are doing a 4th movie and we're going to just we'll give it one last shot, because considering because I'd like to think that the majority of the fans enjoyed this film, despite still having flaws with it. So I feel, at least compared to Crimes of Grindelwald,
critically, I bet this is much better.
Yeah,
just not box office.
I do wonder how this will fare in the long run, because again, for all we know, because in theatres, not a lot of people went to see it.
Sure, I mean that might be to do with COVID.
Yeah, probably, but maybe when it's out there for a few years, and people get to see it more regularly, maybe they'll bang the table there. Sorry, maybe they'll change their tune and be more open to the idea of a 4th film. And if that's the case, the studio maybe they'll take notice of that, and we could get the story completed. Alternatively, maybe they might move forward with just doing a 4th film, and they'll just end it there. That
would be a good compromise if they were like, we're just going to do 4, but we're still going to finish the franchise and have another movie. Like, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. Alternatively, again, we've shamelessly promoted it so many times at this point. But again, we did an entire episode about what we think they could do for the fourth film, and again, more shameless plugging here. I even acknowledge what I think they could do with a fifth film, and I still stand by that. I would love to see that story play out because again, with Fantastic Beasts, they've got them into a good place now. I think they still owe us an adventure movie.
Yeah.
So I feel like
they've had a weird politics movie. Now that they'll give us something fun.
Yeah, so give us Newt Scamander in the jungle. Give us them facing off against magical creatures, ones we have never seen before, ones that we've seen from past Potter films. I feel like we are still owed that kind of adventure.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if they were to just do the fourth movie to wrap it all up, I would be against that.
Yeah, an adventure movie makes sense. Like I said, that should have been the point of this movie, to find Credence. That could have been easily an adventure. Like going all these different places and anyway.
Yeah, I mean, as a wrap up, would you say Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore is all right?
Yeah, it's all right. I think it's better than all right. Like all right is just like bottom of the barrel, but I enjoy a lot of it. Like I was just thinking, when I watched Crimes of Grindelwald, basically throughout the movie, I'm like, oh, why are they doing this? Blah 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 blah. No, I'm like, oh, that's a stupid decision. Why have they done that? That really annoys me. I think that a lot through Crimes of Grindelwald, but through Secrets of Dumbledore, I thought that maybe twice. Like at two things, I'm like, oh, if they had done that better or explained it or had it been more consistent with the Harry Potter world or the Wizarding world, then it would have been better. But like only two times I had that thought, and the rest I enjoyed it and I had a good time. So I think it's a good movie. That's why I said it's probably my favourite of the three. Not because it's the best, just because it has good elements. Which I think if they carry that into the next one and actually keep with fucking... The thing that pisses me off is that J.K. Rowling fucking wrote this, and she's been so inconsistent with her own universe. It's like, come on, you're the one that would get everything correct, and she gets it wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think?
For me, I would say that I think this is second best. I think the first film is still great.
Yeah, a totally valid point. Yeah,
but I would also say that this is such a better film compared to Secrets.
Secrets of Dumbledore. They're really stupid names, I think.
No, I don't think they're bad. I just feel like the movies themselves don't. It's kind of the opposite of Doctor Strange 2, where with Doctor Strange 2, the title promises one thing, the actual movie, in my opinion, doesn't live up to it.
Yeah.
With these movies, the story could be great, but I lost my point. Sorry, I'm sure people will sort of get the point. I guess. But anyway, back to the main point we were talking about at the end. I think this is good.
Yeah,
I haven't changed my tune. If anything, I've got a bit more fonder for it. Despite some of the complaints we did lobby towards this movie at certain bits, I still think this was much more of an improvement for the films. And again, if anything, it showed that it made me feel like I want to get back into this world and see this story continue. Yeah,
I think it ended with a really good scene, so that's probably good for the future. Because Crimes of Grindelwald ended with a bad scene, didn't it?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, that left me with a bad taste in the mouth. But this leaves you with a lovely, uplifting thing. It's like, oh, I want to see this again. So I think they did a good choice of that. But also, just as a whole, the movie is better than Crimes of Grindelwald, and you want to see where things progress because the story isn't finished yet.
Yeah, and as things are right now, maybe we'll get a fourth movie. Great. I look forward to seeing what they can hopefully do. Maybe give us the adventure movie. Maybe end it. Alternatively, though, again, for now, it does look like we're not going to get any more.
Yeah.
And if this is to remain a trilogy, I can't deny I appreciate this ending at least because again, we've talked about this so many times in the previous episodes, but this does end in a way that does feel like an ending. Yeah,
it wraps up quite a lot of things where it's sort of open ended. Where like if you don't see anything again, that's fine because it mostly sets up things for the future. It mostly wraps up things that we've seen, but it also sets things up. But it doesn't matter if they're not addressed because you know how it ends anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough continuity in the main story of Harry Potter that we know. So we know Dumbledore's going to win. we know Grindelwald will be defeated.
We know that Newt will get together with Tina, which this sets up at the end, and that's basically it. But like, it sets Newt and Tina, they're like good together. Queenie and Jacob, they're married and it's nice. Theseus and Lally, they're fine. But like, if you don't see them again, you know that they've had a good ending. But if you do see them again, they'll have more fun adventures. I think that's probably a good way to end any movie in a franchise.
Yeah.
Just in case, end it where it's closed, unless you have a big cliffhanger. End it where it's like open-ended, but you don't need to expand, but you can. Yeah,
I feel like it's always good to end a story where people can feel good about it.
Yeah.
And for what this film does, it ends in a way that I'm quite happy with, and I'm quite happy with this trilogy ending with the gang together and Dumbledore walking off into the distance to face his future.
Yeah.
So that is our movie commentary for The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Woohoo!
I hope you enjoyed it, everyone.
Yeah, see you in the next one, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I do know we've got one more movie commentary for next year's season.
Mm-hmm.
Whether what that film is, we're gonna have to.
We'll find out. It's a secret of Dumbledore. Hang on.
It's a secret of mine because I have an idea of what it might be.
Yeah.
But it has to depend on, I guess, timing schedules and I guess how things will go.
Or maybe see you there.
Maybe we'll see. But for now, we hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed our commentary.
Farewell.
We'll hopefully see you next time. We wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Enjoy the festive season, everyone, and we'll see you in the new year. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.